Are you all ready? Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome on the stage founders, Diamonds Going EDCs from Bangalore, Ankur and Taru Gupta.
Are you really fired up? Great to hear you guys. Great to see all of you. Thank you. Thank you. Please have a seat. Thank you. FED 2012. This is our third FED in last 2 days. We were there yesterday, today morning, and we know this is going to be the best because there are 300 people waiting outside for tickets. So somebody messaged me saying that, can you go and announce if somebody has extra tickets, they can go and give it to them because, we've been getting incessant calls for more tickets. And, what a function, really amazing. There's a guy who called me, said, I'm going to give you 1,500 rupees, can you get me a ticket? I said, I wish I could bring a printing machine and print some and give to you, but that's the only way, really. So, you must consider yourself fortunate if you're inside because a few minutes more, and even if you have a ticket, they won't let you in because we don't have seating, according to the hall guys. And we are Ankur and Taru, and we are super excited to be here to speak in front of all of you. If you're very new here, if you're here for the very first time, we want to welcome you to this FED. Maybe some of you are stunned, maybe some of you are taken in by surprise because somebody told you it's a business conference and you came in, you walked in and you saw a bunch of people dancing and you saw the loud music and you saw people fired up, excited. You didn't see any sleepy faces, you didn't see any drowsy faces, and that was what surprised me when I came here for the first time. Because I was used to the typical corporate conferences, and I was not expecting a bunch of fired up, excited people shouting, yes, 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 and yelling at the top of their voice. And that was a surprise for me. So maybe it's a surprise for you. But believe me, by the time one or two more people speak after me, you'll be fine. And you'll have joined us big time. In fact, you'll be shouting more than the guy on the left or right of you. Yeah? Yes, definitely, that's what's going to happen. By background, I'm a software engineer. I used to work for a chip design company. I belong to North India, to a place called Indore, and have a bachelor's in electrical engineering. Taru has an MBA in HR, and both of us have been here in Bangalore for the past couple of years now. We started this business part-time. I saw this as a single. I was in California on a short project for 3 months, and one of my roommates invited me to a meeting. I didn't understand much, but I liked the energy in that room. I liked something about that room. Something inside me said, this looks nice. There was no resistance from inside. And I was looking to do something more, something different, something extra. And a few months later, I was invited to a conference like this one. It was, in fact, a conference called Brit School. And there were almost like 10, 15,000 people in that conference. I went all the way from Bangalore to the US to attend it because it was so heavily promoted. I figured out a project and went there. And it was 2.5 days, like it is 7 hours today. And something happened to me in that conference. If I look back and try to point out what happened, I can't. But if I look back and if I have to tell you when did it happen, it was then. So what was it? I don't know. When was it? I know. And that is what you're going to tell a few years later about today, maybe. You'll tell, 25th November I attended a conference. So what did you like about it? I don't know. What was it that hit you? I don't know. But when did you make a decision? 25th November. That's the strange thing about a decision, It just comes from inside, from your gut somewhere. You say, this is the right thing. It's like falling in love, It's very difficult to tell why did you fall in love. Impossible to tell that. But you did. Or you love to eat something, you love this dish and somebody tells you, what is it in this dish that you love? Explain that. You can't, right? But you say, I love it. This is my favorite dish. I love to eat this. And that's what feelings are about. That's what the heart is about. So, my request to you is to leave your head a little bit towards the outside or put it down for a while and let your heart take precedence because that is what will matter. Most people when they start a business, let me tell you this, money is a motive, but money is not the motive, right? I'm sure when Narayan Murthy started Infosys, the prime idea in his mind was not how much money can I make, how much money can I make, how much money can I make. I think the prime idea in his mind was, I want to create the best company in this country and in this world. Obviously, money had to come when you talk about the best. I'm sure when Howard Schultz started started thinking about coffee, he thought, I'm going to make the best coffee shop in the world. I'm going to make coffee a legend in the world. And that's how Starbucks was formed. I'm sure that's what happens with everybody. They don't start with the money part. The head doesn't start. Somewhere inside it says, yes, maybe this is it. Let me give it a shot. It looks good. The people look good. The atmosphere looks good. And you get going. And you have a dream. You have a passion that starts coming out. And that's what I realized too. You need to be passionate about something. In fact, the biggest problem when I was working was I tried to find out what am I passionate about in what I'm doing. And I couldn't find anything. I used to think day and night, is there something that I can say, man, I'm like so excited about doing this, but I couldn't. And that is when I started looking at something more. What else could I do? And when I came here, when I saw a bunch of really fired up people on the stage, I felt I belonged there. And I said, this is something I can be passionate about. How nice would it be if I can become financially free and I can help millions of people do the same thing? And I can have the recognition and I can enjoy doing it. How nice would it be? What attracted me to this business, And maybe that is what will happen to you as well. I'm sure some of you are asking yourself, can I make a decision? Can I really find out if this is for me today? Yes, you will, believe me. Because when the new diamonds, this function is meant for the new diamonds, what we call new diamonds. When they come up on the stage today and when they talk, something will move inside of you. And you will be able to make a decision. I guarantee you, before you leave this room, you will have a voice from inside which is telling you, yes, I can do it. That's what it is about. Ultimately, it's only about, do you have a dream? Do you have a dream of doing something? Your dream could be anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be somebody else's dream. Your dream could be to spend money for all you know. It could be to buy cars or homes or shoes or clothes or travel. Spend money on something. Give it to your parents or do charity. It could be to spend time. That's a rarity in today's world, by the way, especially in a place like Bangalore. I remember when I was young, everybody used to come back home at 6 o'clock, and then we used to go to neighbors' homes, we used to go to relatives' places, we used to go to a park, we used to sit and talk, we used to have dinner together at 8 o'clock, then we used to watch a little bit of Doordarshan. That's what my memories of childhood are. And today, if I look around me, I don't see anybody returning home before 9:30 at night. Ever. And even if people are back in my industry at 9:30, they come back, they enter a room and close the door because there's a conference call after that. And once that conference call gets over, there's another one after that. And there's another one after that. That's the reality of it. And you're really tired and you sleep, and early morning you want to leave before 7 to avoid the traffic. And you want to start from office after 9 to avoid the traffic again. And then you want to take the conference call. There's no time left. Naren came a few years back and he said, we might be getting money rich, but we are getting time poor. And unfortunately, the more precious commodity is time rather than money. But we're suffering from it right now in a place like Bangalore, where distances are more, commuting time is becoming 2 hours. So maybe your dream is time. In fact, chances are if you are more than 10 years in this industry, your dream is time more than the money. Your dream could be travel. Your dream could be family vacation, spending time with your family and going out. Your dream could be recognition. People get to know you. Wherever you go, people shake hands with you and they come and ask to take pictures with you and so on. That could be your dream. Your dream could be to become a leader of people. Have you seen, people form associations and apartment complexes. And in my small colony where I live, they formed a new activity association. And there are these 2-3 guys who take charge of everything in it. Why? Because their dream is to lead people, to do something for others, to create teams, to form new organizations. Maybe that is your dream. Maybe you've been looking outside trying to form Durga Puja committees and, office committees and extracurricular committees and football committees and all that. But you don't get anything out of it. You form a committee and a team here, you're going to make a lot of money. So you can be a leader of people. And let me tell you this. In all these years in this business, Taru and I have been able to accomplish all of these things. Every one of them. We've been able to make more money than we could have made in our traditional IT and HR jobs. Definitely much more. We have infinitely more time than we would have had if we were working in our conventional careers. There's no doubt about it. We've traveled more than I could have ever imagined in the last 10 years. There's no doubt about it. We've traveled, like Taru will tell you, it's a huge list of places we've been to, all expenses paid, all over the world. We've been able to lead a lot of people. What an amazing feeling it is when somebody comes and tells you, what, I'm willing to follow you. What do I need to do? We could do that. So it's like you can have a catalog of dreams and all of those could start coming true one by one by one by one by one. We go anywhere and people come and shake hands with us and they say, can we take a picture with you? And can we take a picture with you? And after a while they say, don't you get tired of taking pictures? And I tell them all the time, when I was a software engineer, nobody wanted to take a picture with me. Yeah, The only time you have 5 people standing in front of you and taking click, 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 click is when you're getting married. That's it. Yeah. When else did anybody take your pictures like that? Click, 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 click. That's why you feel great when you're getting married like a lion, you know. You never feel like that again, ever. But it's a great feeling, I'm telling you, because I don't look like Amir Khan, and she doesn't look like Aishwarya Rai, and I don't sing like A.R. Rahman or something, and I am not a celebrity. I'm a regular software engineer who used to do a regular job, and I run a regular business now. But, people come to me and they say, we want to take a picture with you. It's so gratifying, guys. You have to feel it, You have to feel that feeling. Yeah. Because people talk about dreams of only a Mercedes-Benz and a BMW and a big villa and buying a chartered plane. But you know what? I'm not sure if that will give you as much happiness as these small things will give you. Have I seen you somewhere? Oh, you know what? I heard your talk. It was awesome. It changed my life. It will linger on. That feeling will linger on in your mind for a few days. You'll feel every time you'll be down, you'll think, man, that guy came and told that. Really, I'm not joking. And that is what we got out of this business over the years. So if I gave you a catalog, a menu, let's say when you go to a restaurant, you get a menu in a restaurant. Let's say I gave you a menu like that of dreams. It says, starters. And in starters, it says you can order anything you want. You can order an Alto, you can order a Zen, a Swift, an SX4, a Verna, a Honda City, a Laura, a Skoda Laura, an XUV, a Mercedes-Benz, a BMW. You can order anything that you want. And then it says side dishes. You could order any side dish that you want. You could take a vacation to Ooty in a lodge, or you could stay in Ooty in a 4,000 rupee hotel, or you could go and stay in a Taj Kumarakom, or you could go to Malaysia, Switzerland, and Thailand and Singapore, or you could go to Europe for a week, or you could go to Europe for 1 week with children and family, or you could maybe rent a villa on the Amalfi Coast or on the French Riviera, or go on a 7-star cruise. And then it says the main course. You could rent a home, 1 BHK for 10,000 rupees, or you could rent a 2 BHK for 15,000 rupees, or you could rent an independent duplex for 25,000 rupees in Bangalore, or a 30,000 rupee apartment, or you could buy a 50-60 lakh rupee apartment without the pool and all the jazz, or you could buy an apartment with all the jazz for, let's say, 90 lakhs or 1 crore, a 3 BHK. Or maybe you could buy a villa, 1.5 crores, a smaller size villa, or a row house. Or you could buy a bigger size villa, 5 to 8,000 square feet, maybe 5 crores. Maybe you could buy that. And if I told you, if I gave you a menu like that and said you can order whatever you want. And in the end it was written, it's an Amway Brit Worldwide cafe. So at the bottom it says, with all our dishes, we serve our special homemade pickle. And it says, freedom of time and peace of mind. Yeah, would that be nice? It'll be awesome. But you know what? It's not a gift catalog, it's a catalog. You have to buy it, right? So on the right-hand side, there's something written as well, but it's not written in terms of rupees here in our business. What's written over there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, what? Legs. It says leg, not chicken legs, legs. It says break a leg. In fact, we have an emerald in our organization, Kashyap, and he used to live in a rental house in Marathalli, and he was really core. Before he went platinum, he left that house. And we write dreams all over the place. So all over the house, he had written, break 2 legs, break 3 legs this year, make it happen. Nothing can stop us from doing it. God is with us. And he left the house. He forgot to take off the posters. The next guy who took the house on rent didn't sleep that night. Because if you come in a house and it's written on the wall, God is with us. We are breaking 3 legs this year. I mean, really scared. What kind of energy is there in this house? You have to be careful. If you live in a rental house, don't talk about breaking legs. Take them off at least before you go. And so it's written on the right, you could pick up whatever you want. And there's a price to pay. You will have to pay a price. Remember, it doesn't come free. When the new diamonds come up today, you will ask a question. The tendency will be to ask a question. How long did it take this guy to reach here? You know what? Before you get the answer, let me tell you the question is wrong. Don't ask how long did it take. Ask how much did he do to be here. That will be the right question. Because if you can do what they did, you can be there where they are in whatever time you decide. It doesn't matter how much time it is, really. But you know what? The thing about this catalog is it's available everywhere. This menu is available everywhere. You could take it back to your job as well. The only difference is that the left-hand side is the same, but the right-hand side doesn't say legs. It says years, number of years. It says Alto, 5 years. Swift, 10 years. SX4, 12 years. City, 15 years. Laura, 20 years. BMW, 30 years. And at the bottom it says, everything can be ordered in half the time on EMI. And then it says in fine print, we serve homemade pickle too. It's called professional rivalry, stress, and blame game. Because that's what it is about. You can have everything that you want, here also, and here also. It's always a question of what is the price that has to be paid. That is the question. What is the price? At what cost am I getting this house? At what cost am I getting this car? At what cost this vacation? At what cost this position? That is the question. You're going to hear Dr. Mohapatra today, and he is an MD doctor, and he in fact heads the medical center of a very prestigious institution in Orissa, a government institution. And he was telling that everybody in that place who's 40 years and below suffers from a chronic disease, a heart problem, or stress, or diabetes, or something like that. Why? Because there is tremendous stress to perform. Every 3 years, there's a review, and you need to be promoted. If you don't get promoted, you lose the future positions, and so on and so forth. And that's happening around us. 20 years back, what were the diseases? Malaria, cholera, TB. Today, what are the diseases? Heart problem, diabetes. Malaria, cholera, you could give an antibiotic. Today's diseases, you can eat better food. What are tomorrow's diseases, do you know? Psychiatric problem and stress. You can't eat the right food for it. You can't eat an antibiotic for it. You know what is the solution? You'll have to relieve yourself of stress. That's it. There's a price we are paying. We went to our gynecologist. We have 2 kids, and our gynecologist used to tell us, my business, my practice today is more for people not able to have children than people who want to have children. A bigger practice is of the problem of not having children. And we asked her why. She says, because people are so stressed out, their bodies can't conceive. That's the problem. Everybody works. All the women are working. And there's so much stress. Their bodies can't conceive a baby. The baby comes in a relaxed body. It's new life. There's a price we have to pay for what we are doing and what we are trying to get. What I like about this menu, what I like about this Brit Worldwide and Amway, is that the price on the right is worth it. It's not at the cost of your life. It's not at the cost of your life. That's what I like about it. Taru and I, completely stress-free today. But we have to be careful as well. You have to set the right goals and the right dreams for yourself as well. For example, you might be a bachelor today sitting over here living in a 6,000 rupee PG, paying guest accommodation. And you come to a function and you see all the nice stuff and you say, okay, I have a big dream. And you go back home and you put a big poster. And those posters, they're pictures of a BMW 7 Series. And there's a picture of a 5 crore rupee villa by Shobha Presidential. And then there's a vacation on the Amalfi Coast. And you could put those pictures right there. Absolutely fine. And you will achieve those dreams. But remember, you can have your head in the clouds, but you need to have your feet firmly planted on the ground. Because if your feet are not on the ground, your head cannot be in the clouds. For sure. You have to remember, why not set intermediate dreams first? Why not set a dream for, you have like at a Bajaj scooter, a BMW from a Bajaj scooter sounded kind of very distant for me. How about some intermediate cars in between? Why not some intermediate vacations in between? Why not from 10,000 rupee rent to a 20,000 rupee rent first? Because we need to set dreams and goals for ourselves which are believable by our brain. If our brain cannot believe our goals and our dreams, it cannot work towards it. And it cannot achieve it. Not possible. The problem is we want only socially approved goals in these days, especially men. See, if you call a guy in a meeting and ask him, what's your dream? My dream, I want to drive that S-Class Mercedes. What did he come on? Yamaha. My dream is to get a 5 crore rupee villa. Where did you stick the picture? On the refrigerator? No, I don't have a fridge yet, on the wall. You ask the lady, what's your dream? She says, my dream is to buy a microwave. And the guys say, what man, these girls, all small dreams, they have microwave they want. And one small fridge they want. And one, that vessel rack they want. An LED TV they want. All we guys have got like macho dreams, which never come true. Why? Your brain can't believe them. Theirs come true. Why? Microwave 16,000. 20 demos, 1,000 rupees of profit in each, 20,000. So microwave plus 4,000 rupees more, extra. That they give to the husband, you can take it. We have a platinum in our organization. She set a goal for an LED TV. She set a goal for 1 year with a retail profit. 8 months She got the money for the LED TV. They bought an LED TV. 20,000 was still left. She gave it to her husband. I'll gift you a new phone for this. So don't look for only socially approved goals, guys. They don't have to be jazzy goals. They have to be your goals. That is what matters. Your goals, your dreams. That's what matters. And if a husband and wife can have the right goals for themselves and then walk towards them, anything in the world is possible. Anything. But you need to have a dream. If you don't have a dream, you're going to fight with each other. You know, when a couple comes to us and they are fighting with each other, we know only one thing. They don't have a goal. Because the moment they get a goal, they stop fighting. They start fighting with the goal rather than fighting with each other. When you don't have a goal, you fight with each other. We have to fight for something, either outside or inside. So it will depend on you. What will you fight for? Will you fight for your freedom or will you have an infighting? That is the question. So, you know, over the years, the only things I can tell you is have a goal, have a dream, but have a right goal and a right dream for today. This business can give you anything you want. You know, you will obviously need a game plan after that. You cannot just get all this, you know, just wishing for it. And it's not like you came to this FED and the next FED you come and automatically your pin will move to the next level. It's not going to happen. You need to have a game plan. You know, we'll talk a little bit about what is the game plan and what you need to do that. But we've always conquered on our goals, on our dreams, and on our game plans. And that's why the journey has been so beautiful, guys. It's been such a lovely journey over all these years in this business, and we wish that upon each and every one of you. You know, I'd like to bring up Taru to talk about some of the things that she's been doing. It's been an amazing partnership, you know, and I'll come back.
Hi, everybody. See, like Ankur was talking about dreams, let me tell you this. Like most of you, we had no big wealth inherited, no kingdoms were passed to us, nor did we have a royal surname. So we understood, when I started coming around in this business, we understood that this business was our only chance to step out of middle class, to do something worthwhile in life, to do something meaningful, and to be able to create an impact in other people's lives. Ankur showed me the dreams. We were engaged, and he started getting me around to functions. And then when we got married, I was around with him everywhere. I saw a lot of things, and I got excited about a lot of things. Some of them were crazy, some of them were silly, some of them were emotional, some of them were very small, some of them were big, but they appealed to my heart. I'll share some of them with you today. When I first came to functions like the FED, the first thing that I really got excited about was the gowns and the dresses ladies wore for their hand raising. You're going to see some today. I saw a video of Crown Ambassadors, Brad and Julie Duncan. They were, I think, the double diamonds at that time. There was a video that shows their home, and there's a snapshot where they show her walk-in closet, and in that walk-in closet, she has more than 300 pairs of shoes. I really got excited about that. I heard on a CD, an EDC, she talks about, you know, that she has a shopping assistant. I was like, wow, that is possible in life. And then I saw somebody here, Dr. Mrs. Brett, she has one. I heard someone talking about having a caretaker for your home, that, you know, so there's somebody who maintains your home like a hotel, and you could walk in like a guest. I'm sure it's a dream. It can become a dream for a lot of ladies, you know, just walking into your own home like a guest. I heard that, you know, shopping without seeing price tags is possible. I liked what it meant. You know, you go to buy something for yourself, you set a budget in mind. No matter how much money you have, you set a budget. Let's say, okay, 5,000, I would pick up a dress. What you like is 7,000. The question is, take it or leave it. You want to get a gift for somebody in your family, you set a budget in mind again. Could be 2,000. What you like is 2,800. Take it or choose something else. You're just roaming around in a mall, you pick up, your eyes catch a nice dress. There's no occasion. No Diwali, no birthday, no anniversary. Take it or leave it. I love this definition. This is like, you know, don't see the price tag. Some small pleasures of life. Have the freedom of time and money. To be able to take time off. Don't need to ask anybody. Book a flight ticket and visit family as and when you want. Travel around the world. Like Ankur is saying, that, you know, in last 13 years, we've been to more than 20 countries around the world, all paid, in class, in style. I'm sure a lot of ladies will get excited about that. See, no matter how much money you have in your traditional business or profession, most of us cannot take the time out. So it was a combination. When we were engaged, Ankur had painted this beautiful picture in my mind. We are getting down from a beautiful black sedan. We pull over outside our beautiful house. We get down from the car, and suddenly a neighbor comes and asks, what do your parents, hey kids, what do your parents do? We turn around and tell them, it's not our parents, it's ours. You know what? It stayed with me for a very long time. And let me tell you this, exactly word by word, this description fits Founder Diamonds, Naren and Anjali very much. Their house is under construction, very soon going to be true exactly for them. For me and Ankur, it will come true in a year's time, but the Hey Kids part is gone now. Okay? I really got impressed with ladies being appreciated right on this stage for being mothers, for being homemakers, and for being businesswomen. I really saw that missing from the society these days, that, if you were a working woman, you commanded respect, and if you were a homemaker, it was like, as if you're doing nothing, and almost forgetting that how demanding it is to raise a beautiful citizen in this world today. I saw our upline EDCs, Manipal and Renuka Reddy, who live in US, getting their kids around to their family in Hyderabad more often than people living in India can do, because they don't have the time and the money. I really got excited about good relationships between husband and wife, with families, with friends, with parents. I liked so many things about this business. I wanted so many of them for my life, but it really took me a long time. I was very shy. It really took me a long time to give words to my dreams, to be able to write them and put them pictures. I piggybacked on Ankur for a very long time. And I want to tell the ladies, the whole game changed once I started dreaming. Once the ownership changed, I started doing things very differently. I got new energies to step out of home every single day because I started believing that my dreams can come true. They were my dreams, it was my business, so I started getting the right answers for a lot of things. How many appointments should I do? How hard should I work? How much personal PV should I do? Why can't I go home? Whom should I listen to? Where should I put my time and money? What should I read? I understood. If it is to be, it is up to me. But you know what? Dreams will come into reality with a lot of effort. I had to fight my own battles, and especially battles of the mind. How many of you have watched Tom and Jerry? We have kids who are aged 8 and 2. This video is a little old. We have a daughter who turned 2 yesterday. Okay, so 8 and 2, and so I do watch a lot of Tom and Jerry with them. So whenever Tom is confused, two Toms, there's one who's red and angry and with horns and he's a devil, and there's white one with wings and he's like an angel. So the white one gives good ideas and the red one gives dirty and very violent ideas, okay? So the same thing happens when we are confused. I'll tell you some of mine. The red one says, so many ladies are at home, their husbands work hard, they enjoy the time and the style. The white one told me, do I want it for myself? Will I really be happy if that happens to me? What's wrong with a normal life? So many people lead it. Why can't we? There's nothing wrong, but do I really like the complete package of their life? Am I willing to be in their shoes, lock, stock, and barrel? The answer came no. We both work so hard. At least we both work hard together here. At least not in 2 different cubicles, not in 2 different offices. We would have worked hard anyways. Everyone is taking vacations. They're enjoying, we are not. Our turn will come too, in class and in style. Parents don't approve of the business. Don't worry, one day they will. I leave my kids and I go to meetings and functions and appointments. What's better, a few hours or 9 to 9, Monday to Friday, 5 days a week? Some people are not nice to me because I'm in Amway. How about the thousands who cheer for you when you go up on stage? Will it really work for me? Look around, it's working for everybody else. It's working for everybody. Just understand one thing. If it is to be, it is up to me. See, it was always up to me to decide who will win, the red one or the white one. If I were you, this is what I would do today. Do a little soul searching, listen to the white one from my heart, write down my dreams, write down my goals. Do not worry about this look good, sound good dreams. Really understand what do I really want in life. They could be big, small, crazy, silly, does not matter. Just have the courage and write them down. No one should. Today, somebody will show you the dream. Somebody will give you hope. But it will work only when you stick to your dreams. If we have dreams, we must have goals. I understood one thing about goals. We've all naturally been setting goals ever since we were, I think, 3 years or 4 years old. When we were kids, we were in school. I'm sure all of us had goals. Some of us would have had, I'll get A grades. Somebody just wanted to pass. Somebody just didn't want to stay in the same class one more year. In extracurricular, maybe you wanted a gold, somebody wants a gold medal in the college fest or participate in the festival or, be a part of the college basketball team. In our college, in our professional degree courses, we wanted a good summer training through campus or a placement through campus. After we start working, all of us have career paths and goals. I had one goal when I was working. 2 years I will work. My parents will find me a great guy. I'll get married. Okay? See, we are naturally goal-driven. I understood that in this business, it will be no different. When I was very new in the business, I set some goals and they really stayed with me for a very long time. So if you're new here, I'll tell you, my first goals was just to learn the 4 basics, master them, and not get scared. I didn't want the 4 basics to be hanging like a ghost over my head and scaring me all the time. I understood if I have to build this business, let me learn and get over with it forever. So I decided, I'll go out every day twice. I'll do my basics and not worry about the results. I'll listen to a CD a day. I'll read for 10 minutes at least. I'll go to all functions and I'll see a friend in my upline. Believe me, it stretched me. It really took a lot of effort just to be able to accomplish this much. Because I understood that doing it one day is easy, but putting it into a rhythm and not breaking it needs a lot of discipline. If we come out of the rhythm, it takes the same effort to go back. I see it with my 2-year-old. When I drop her to a play school, every Monday morning it's very tough because the Saturday, Sunday breaks the rhythm. Same thing, it happens to us. We miss it for a couple of days. It's equally tough as if we are doing it for the first time. Something that has really helped me achieve my goals is just make every day count. I'll just give you a small thing. When I plan my business, I do justice. Not bask in the glory of past. Make today count and not exaggerate tomorrow. It simply means for us ladies is, I had no appointments for last 3 days. I don't have one today, but I have 3 lined up for tomorrow. Not a good game plan. Just make today count. All of you who have ever stretched for a goal, you would agree to some truths I'm going to share about goals. Just remember them. Any month, I don't set a goal, I don't achieve anything. I'll realize it once the month is over. Any month I set an ambitious goal and I work for it, I surprise myself. I'm wondering, is the same people, is the same me, how did I do so much? Once I buy into my goal, it happens. When I'm doubtful, I don't work for it. When I think about my goal day in and day out, new ideas keep coming, new options keep opening. When I write my goal on first day of the month and I forget about it, distractions keep coming and I'm wondering, what happened? Where did the whole month go? When I'm excited about my goal, I call my upline every day. When I'm fearful and doubtful, I hibernate and my upline is wondering. When it's my goal, I enjoy the sweat, the hard work, the thrill, the sleepless nights. When it's my husband's order, I fret, I fume and I'm stressed. When I give it my best, miracles happen and I have tales to tell. When I give up, I don't like the mirror. So all I want to tell you is this. Set a goal, stretch yourself a little bit, sell out to your goal, give it your best. Don't give up. Fight, it's not over till it's over. And if you miss a goal, remember this, you're a million times ahead of people who don't set goals for the fear of losing them. You're courageous because you will stumble, you will fall, but you will rise up one more time. Thank you. Heads will bow for those who set audacious goals and keep fighting till they succeed. And that is what the New Diamonds, you will see in the eyes of New Diamonds today. I enjoyed talking to you. Here is back to Ankur, the biggest blessing of my life, and proud to be married to him.
You'll have to make a list of things that you will need to do in this business. And they're very commonsensical things. In fact, the things I learned about this business 10 years back are the same things I need to do today. That's the same things that took me to platinum, to emerald, to diamond, and that's the same things that will take us to an EDC and a double and triple. No different. You will have to make a list of some to-do items, some to-do things, and you'll have to do them day in and day out. You will have to develop a rhythm of doing them. People who are sports people, who try to win medals and who try to participate in Olympics and whose dreams are to win gold and silver medals, they have to get a rhythm in their life. And the same thing applies in our business too. You have to get a rhythm. You have to decide a list of to-do things, and you'll have to decide a list of stop doing things. A to-do and a not to-do. And that's the game plan of this business. You will have to figure out how you can put them and weave those actions into your schedule every single day without fail. You cannot think that one day I'll do a lot and I'll not do anything. And then again I'll do a lot and not do anything. It doesn't work like that. It's like eating. You do it every single day in a rhythm. You make a few contacts every single day. You show the plan every single day. You make a few calls every single day. And that is what will get you the momentum. The problem is that, sometimes we think that there's a big secret in this business. We keep looking everywhere. We keep looking all around. And the secret is staring us in the face right in front of us. Like, watch Kung Fu Panda. In the end, the whole, the movie, they say there is no secret. And the same is in this business. You might be looking all over the place, 1,000 CDs and 100 books and 2,000 seminars, but you don't realize that simple secret. The secret is in the momentum. It's about being out there every single day. And instead of doing that, you're out there trying to find the secret. Don't try to find the secret. Just be out there every single day. The 4 basics every single day. Every day reading, every day 1 CD, every day a contact, every day a plan, every day a few calls, every day a follow-up. That's it. Will magic happen? Yes. You want testimony? We're going to have a lot of testimonies coming up today. That's what every one of them did. The question is, will you understand the secret today, or will you understand the secret 5 years down? Will you understand the secret 3 months later? Will you understand the secret 10 years later? That's the only question. And the secret is always very simple, but that's the only thing that works. You have to understand that. And to make it happen, you will have to make a solid decision. The only thing is, when you make the decision, it'll not happen like it happens in stories, and suddenly the sky split and lightning fell and a big sound came. Yes, you made the right decision, my child. It'll not happen like that. In fact, you'll make a big decision about your life and nothing will happen. You look around, no sound, nothing fell down, no lightning came, no earth, split up. Nothing will happen. It's an inside job, that's it. I was reading this autobiography by Abhinav Bindra, who he won the shooting gold for India in 2008 in Beijing Olympics. And he writes in it that he was watching the Atlanta Olympics in 1996 with his sister. He was watching the shooting competition and he tells his sister, I will win a medal one day. He was 13 years old. He was all of 13 years old. He had no idea what it takes to win a gold medal. He had no idea what Olympics is about. Nothing. He just used to love shooting in his home range. That's all he knew. And in 2008, 12 years later, he won a gold medal for India. Now what happened? He made a solid, strong decision. Between 96 and 2008, there were 2 more Olympics. 96, 2000, 2004, 2008. Did he fight for all of them? Yes, for all of them. Was he working every single day? Yes, he was. But he won it in 2008. But that decision happened when he had no idea what it will take. No idea. He didn't do a big research on it and go and find out from everywhere and take a poll of 20,000 people and do this and nothing. The voice came from inside and it said, it felt the right thing to do and he did it. That is what's going to happen to some of you today. The voice will come, but the question is, will you doubt it or will you trust it? Because you can doubt it and you can go out and try to find and ask your dad and your friend and your colleague and your teacher and your neighbor and try to read about it and try to think about it, and then the matter went from here to here and it's gone. It's over. Failure follows statistics. Success defies statistics. Have you heard that? Have you heard that? Have you heard that this guy succeeded against all odds? You know what it means? It means that everything said that he will not succeed and he still succeeded. Success is not about logic. Success is about belief, faith, confidence. Those words have no measure. You cannot say, I have a level 5 faith. I have a level 3 confidence. When the confidence becomes level 10, I will succeed. No, it doesn't happen. These are not statistical things. You can't measure them. It's an inside job. You have to hear that faint voice inside. You have to trust it. And you have to look stupid for a few years. You have to let people laugh for a few years. You have to bear the reality that you might be wrong. But you are willing to stick to your decision and keep the fight on. And that's the only way you will succeed. And that's what you will see when the hand raisings happen here. These people looked stupid for a long period of time. But today, as the hands go up, look into their eyes. And you will see victory in those eyes. Because they kept the trust, they kept the faith, and they kept going on and on and on and on and on. There are 3,000 people in this hall today.